So today was the first day that Aaron Rodgers went into his 4-day darkness retreat. Today's the first day.
he canceled the golf tournament this weekend.
Yeah. So where do you think? So there's a thing. So draft capital. Who do you give up more draft capital if you trade for Aaron Rodgers, or do you give up more draft capital if you try to hit on CJ Stroud? Because Bryce is going number 1.
Okay, so now I look at it in the. I'm going to look at it as a Raider. Let's say I'm a Raider fan, right? Hypothetical.
No, put yourself as the
GM. Slap me in the face.
You might be wearing a Raider beanie and a Raider jersey.
Baby. As the GM, it's your,
okay. If I'm the GM and I'm talking to my team, right, and I'm looking at the guys I have, and I have Devontae Adams, there's no way that I can throw a rookie out there.
I agree.
To throw him the ball
after CJ.
If you see, he's the first, second, third, however you want to put it, top 3 wide receiver, however you want to make the list. He's there, right? There's no way you waste him another year with a rookie quarterback. I can't see it. This is the best for me. Hypothetical. Hypothetical that you get Rodgers, right? I draft Hooker with the third round, with your third round pick.
I like that actually.
Right? If you still have it and it doesn't cost you that pick to get Rodgers, obviously they're going to want picks. But at the end of the day, if Rodgers retires, better for Green Bay, obviously. Or if they get some picks, the Raiders they're going to have to give up that third round pick. But if I were the Raiders, I'd take, let's say you have Rodgers, offensive tackle, defense, Hendon Hooker, third round. Because then you have a future guy. The only problem with Rodgers is that every time January rolls around, the end of January, the beginning of February, he's contemplating fucking retirement.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the only problem. I think the biggest problem is actual preseason. Like, dude does not like preseason, and if he were to go to the Raiders, he has to go into that freaking that and be a leader. He can't be like, relax, I'll figure this shit out by week 5. That is not going to cut it. He needs to learn a new offense. McDaniels is a chap ass. Derek Carr couldn't handle being, ripped and
scrutinized.
Scrutinized in the meetings. Like, it wasn't even done out in public. He couldn't handle getting his ass ripped in the meetings, and that's why Derek Carr went into a shell. That's why I think the riskiest thing you can do with Aaron Rodgers is if you bring him in, you be like, dude, this is how I coach. I ripped Tom Brady's ass. And everyone says it. Tom Brady got yelled at more than any other player. And you know why Belichick did that and McDaniels? Because it puts everyone else in line.
Right.
You're
setting
like,
an example.
If this dude is getting his ass ripped, and that's the best dude to ever play football, who am I?
And that's why you hear like Crosby and all you guys saying, I respect McDaniels because
he's a grinder.
He's for real.
He's a grinder. And they say he expects nothing but the most effort and everything. And is that where Rodgers is in his career right now?
So Rafa, you're the GM. Are you trading up to get CJ Stroud?
No.
So that's not even on the table for you.
No, because I have Adams. Because I have Adams, I have the number 1 running back in the league that I'm probably going to resign, right? With a shit offensive line. He was the number 1
offensive line.
A shit right side of the line,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So half of your line is absolute shit, and he still led the league in rushing, right? I mean, if Derrick Henry would have been healthy, he would have done that. But he's still top 3, 4 rushers in the league, right?
Yeah.
So that's who you have, and I have the 1, 2, 3 best receiver in the league. I have top 3. So I have top 3 receiver, top 3 running back, top 5 tight end. Going into last season, we could have said he was top 3. He's a little lazy from what it looks like or whatever. Whatever that's going on, it seemed like it straightened out at the end. So you have 3 key positions on offense that you have talent. You just upgrade your quarterback and upgrade your right side of your offensive line, and your offense is pretty much ready to go, right? Now your defense needs help. You have money.
A lot of help.
You have money to throw away at the defense. You get Ramsey, fine. You draft another corner.
Hargrove from the Eagles.
You need a D-line. You need another guy up there. And you need
linebackers.
And you need linebackers. You need linebackers.
Corner and 1 safety.
So no, they need help. But if you can pick up 3 or 4 guys, if you get Rodgers, it's a lot more attractive for now other guys to come there that, let's say, they're on the tail end.
Yeah.
let's say Fletcher Cox, who doesn't retire. Let's say he doesn't retire, and he wants to come play another year. If they have Rodgers, Jacobs, blah, 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 I can maybe go there and I got a chance.
But did you hear the Stroud thing? How he got in trouble for saying it, so he stopped having to say it. He idolizes one receiver, and they asked him a while back, like,
oh yeah,
who would you want to throw to more than anybody? And he said Devontae Adams. But now
he's saying Ocho Cinco's favorite receiver.
He's like, it's Ocho Cinco's favorite receiver, which is Devontae Adams.
To me, there's no way. If you pick him, you're throwing away the season. Like, kiss it goodbye.
I agree with you. I think
you kiss it, and I like him. I told you, I think he has the most talent. Bryce Young's the smarter of the two.
Yeah.
I think he's got the most upside.
And I think you're 100% right.
So he's top.
But listen, so here I agree with you there. But if you bring in a rookie quarterback, what does that do for you as a coach? Dude, you got to give me one more year to groom this guy.
Obviously.
So that might be an angle where McDaniels actually is pushing.
I don't want that
him.
angle. If I'm McDaniels, I don't want that angle. I want Rodgers, because I don't need an angle if I have him, because he can win you 4, 5, 6 games alone.
Yeah.
I just need the defense to give me another 4 or 5 games. Give me steady 4 or 5 games.
Or
the games where he doesn't score 30, you need to stop the other team to 17, because he's only going to score 21.
I hope they're watching this podcast, because you put it down pretty great.
So, I mean, that's just what I would do. You got to go. You have a coach who was a great coordinator, and he's won championships, and he coached arguably the best quarterback ever, right?
Yeah.
Coordinator, so on. So he's ready. You got a guy who was ready, and you thought Carr, you made the playoffs, blah blah. Dude, the coach is still there. The 3 dudes are there. Yeah. Add the extra pieces. Rodgers covers up a lot. And
I just see
Rafa killed that, by the way.
I agree with everything he said. My only concern is obviously the retire thing is a huge thing.
Right.
Especially if we struggle. Mm-hmm. But more than that is that, can he come in and he be like, just relax. I don't need to do the preseason. I will learn this offense, but we might lose the first 4 games. Like he's done the last couple years.
I'd be okay with him coming in and be like, fuck preseason. Right? I'm going to practice, but don't call me to play preseason. You know why?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because Adams, they got this thing.
They do.
And they've talked about it for years. They he just knows.
Yeah.
It's like, that's yin yang right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's true.
Right? So it's like he already knows, hey, I'm doing this. He's going to be there. And that's, you get away with, this is McDaniel's offense. But at the end of the day, when they're on the field, McDaniels could say, run this. But Adams already knows with Rodgers, with a nod or with a fucking whatever.
So let's close this out. Let's close this out and let's put a percentage on it. Percentage. I think we did this last week, but Aaron to the Raiders, what percentage are you giving it?
If he's coming back to play, the Raiders have to go as far as the Packers want him to go without giving up the first round or the second round pick.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
For me, I'd say all the way 1, 2, 3, because if I'm the Raiders, Hooker's there at 3, that's who I pick. He can't play next year.
Yeah.
So he's on your bench. Stidham's your backup, who's capable enough to
knows the offense.
You get another practice squad dude for whatever.
Yeah. So put a number on it.
Oh man, I'm gonna say 70-30, 70% that Rodgers is a Raider. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to agree with that.
Mine's a little less. Mine's like 50. 50-50.
You're 50-50.
Yeah, because I think he just walks away. Like, I think...
No.
He's in a dark...
He's kind of egotistical.
Right, kind of.
That's
the biggest understatement in the world.
When you're egotistical, it's hard for you to walk away.
It is.
And then people talking shit. Oh, he didn't throw for 300 yards. That last game was shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your last point? Because I have a great thing about this.
Give it to me.
65-35. Okay, so you're saying retire, and this is why he will not retire.
Uh-oh.
And this is why it's not going to happen. He's going to play
Monday morning. And Rodgers retires.
Dude, put the
Rodgers is retiring right now.
Put your money on this, and this is why he won't retire.
Burn your money.
Okay? Because of one reason. Because if he retires, guess who's he's in the same draft class, Hall of Fame with?
Tom
freaking Brady.
What does that mean? They're both getting in.
No,
But
okay,
he
but
wants
you
his
just
own,
said it.
like,
He wants
You
his own.
just said it.
He's got an ego. He wants his own shit.
He wants his own show.
Okay.
If he retires, and imagine he's gonna be like the dude. It's
There's gonna be so there.
It's a Tom Brady show.
It's a Tom Brady show, right?